It's been 20 years since it happened. I'm 30 now. I just want it to stop. I was a pretty normal kid. Maybe a little weird, but all kids are weird in their own way. I had an older sister, and we fought like cats. I had a few friends, mostly from my street or the next one, and we'd meet after school and play until dinner. Life was almost perfect. I think I played soccer back then. Honestly, it's hard to remember much of my childhood, but I do remember getting a Nintendo DS for my 10th birthday. We had a big party in the yard. Half the neighborhood came. My birthday was right before summer break, so the air was thick with excitement. The evening was warm, alive in a way only childhood summers can be. The adults built a fire pit and drank beer while we ran around. I was allowed to stay up late, catching fireflies and roasting marshmallows long into the night. I went to bed happy, tired, thinking about summer. I fell asleep fast, under the glow-in-the-dark stars and moons stuck to my ceiling. But the morning after my birthday, something was wrong. I couldn't tell what it was at first. I hadn't had a bad dream. Actually, I'd slept better than ever. Then I realized it was late. That must have been it. My mom always woke me up at 8, even on weekends. She said it was good to start the day early. Judging by the sunlight and the stuffiness of my room, it had to be close to 10. I smiled, sliding out of bed. Maybe this was a gift, letting me sleep in. But she had let me sleep longer the day before, too. "Mom?" I called into the hallway. No answer. Dad would already be at work, but Mom should have been home. My sister was gone, staying overnight at a friend's. She was 13 and allowed to do that. I envied her so much. I figured Mom was in the garden. I pulled on a t-shirt and stepped out of my room. His limbs were bent at impossible angles. His face turned away, like some invisible force had lifted him and slammed him down. A crumpled package lay nearby, stained red. I knew right away he was dead. No question. I'd never seen a dead person before. Horror movies didn't compare. I stumbled back inside, shut the door. My heart was hammering, body trembling, head buzzing. "Mom?" I shouted, my voice breaking. "Mom, are you home? Something's wrong outside." Silence. The house was too quiet. I could hear my own pulse in my ears. I clung to the wall as I made my way to my parents' bedroom. "Mom?" I pushed the door open. It groaned loud. Our gray cat, Gumbo, slipped past me into the hallway. On the bed was a lump. At first I thought it was pillows, but the bed was neatly made. "Mom, are you asleep?" I whispered it, though I wanted her to wake. I think I already knew. The air was heavy, like the world had been smothered in something hot and dead. When I pulled back the blanket, fire shot through my body. Blood. So much blood it drowned the sheets, thick like cherry juice. Her eyes were open, her mouth too, wide, as if mid-scream. I staggered to the kitchen, the burnt eggs mocking me. I tried to remember what to do in an emergency, but nothing came. It didn't feel like danger. It felt like a nightmare. I even pinched myself. The neighbors. I needed to call the neighbors. Their number was stuck to the phone. My hand shook as I dialed. After 3 rings, someone picked up. "Hello? Hi, it's Jackson, from next door." A muffled laugh. A whisper. "Hi, Jackson." Mrs. Winston's voice. Gentle, but wrong. My stomach twisted. "Is everything okay? Do you need help?" "My mom. Something happened." "Oh, sweetie," she cooed. Soft, too soft. "Come over here, all right? We'll figure it out together." I hung up before she finished. Her tone scared me, but I had nowhere else to go. I slipped out the back door to avoid the mailman. Gumbo watched me leave. I knocked at the Winston's door. No answer. Again. Still nothing. Circling around, I peered through the window. Mr. Winston on the couch, head tilted back. At first, I thought he was resting, until I saw his chest ripped wide, organs spilled, a sea of blood. He was dead, just like Mom. That was the moment I broke. And when I touched the blood, when it smeared across my lips, sweet. Not metallic, not real. Sweet, like syrup. I ran across town to my dad's work. Almost fainted on the way. The streets were empty, no cars moving. Sometimes there were cars parked at odd angles, doors open. Sometimes smeared with blood. At the front desk sat the kind receptionist who always gave me candy. Her head was slumped against the computer, hair matted with blood, like pieces of skin had been torn away. Without thinking, I touched her temple and licked my finger. Sweet. I swayed. My brain thought. I shook her, desperate. She dangled like a rag doll. Wake up! I know you're not dead! But she didn't move, only stared, empty-eyed. I stumbled deeper into the office. Each cubicle was the same, bodies everywhere. Some peaceful, most ripped apart, shredded, gutted, walls splattered, bones showing, faces torn, like a storm of death had swept through. But the blood wasn't real. I touched an organ, soft and trembling, more like plastic than flesh. Behind me, a laugh. I spun around. Nothing. I found my father by the water cooler, sitting upright, paper cup crushed in his hand, blood pouring from his eyes, nose, mouth, like he'd been torn apart from the inside. Dad, I whispered, clutching his shoulder. This isn't funny. Stop. On his face I saw something unbearable, almost a smile. The kind of smile you get when you're holding back laughter. I walked home down the middle of the road, balancing on the yellow line. I told myself if I stopped, I'd never move again. At home, I crawled into bed and shut my eyes. There was nothing else left to do. Hours passed before I slipped into a fevered sleep. A shove woke me. I screamed, heart leaping into my throat. Hey! Mom jumped back, smiling. Sorry, honey, I didn't mean to scare you. I stared, clutching my chest. She was fine. White blouse, jeans, hair neat, eyes bright. What day is it? Her smile faded. She frowned. I smelled bacon from the kitchen. Sunday, remember? Which meant the day after my birthday, which meant yesterday was real. What happened yesterday? She touched my forehead. You didn't catch something from the neighborhood kids, did you? How do you feel? I went quiet, told myself it was fever, a sick dream. I was so happy to see her that I didn't want to think anymore. I ate breakfast with Dad and my sister. Everything seemed normal. But outside, on the walkway, I saw it, a pale pink stain, as if something sweet, red, and sticky had just been washed away. Like I said, 30 years have passed. I almost recovered. I asked everyone about that day, but no one remembered. I almost let it go, and it never came back, until today. This morning I went to see my therapist. The waiting room was too quiet. No soft music, no typing, no voices. I opened Dr. X. Sheldon's office door. She was on the carpet, blood everywhere, dripping even from the ceiling. I tasted it immediately. Sweet. I turned her over, eyes wide open, and that strange, twitching smile. And then I did what I hadn't thought of as a child. I checked her pulse. She's alive. I don't know what to do. I can't believe they're doing this to me again. Do they think it's funny?